Thursday, August 19. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Carol Francis. 204,000 doses of a total shipment of 608,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine arrived at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston on Thursday, August 19.
It is my great pleasure to announce that the first delivery of 208,260 doses of the Pfizer vaccine from the United States has arrived in Jamaica. As President Biden has said, the United States is committed to bringing the same urgency to international vaccination efforts that we have demonstrated at home.
So this morning, we not only express thanks for the doses themselves, but for the supporting material that has also been provided generously by the government of the United States of America. We also wish to recognize that this gift is yet part of the United States' support for global public health and the COVID-19 response of many countries, including Jamaica. It delivers on a commitment made by President Biden not only to the world and to global public health, but to CARICOM countries.
My message here today is simple and straightforward. Firstly, I want to thank, as my colleagues did, the United States government for this contribution of Pfizer vaccine, 600,000+ doses over the next number of months. And secondly, I want to encourage the Jamaican people from all communities to see the vaccines as a very important part of their protection, and let us vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate.
These vaccines will be used primarily to target our youth population to enable them to go back to school. I'm certain as well that there would be consideration for certain segments of the population that have special comorbidities and special considerations, but you will hear more about that from the Ministry of Health. Today, I want to encourage all Jamaicans, as we have been doing over the past few months, to take the vaccines.
In his address at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston, Prime Minister Andrew Holness also warned of the possibility of tighter COVID-19 measures.
In the coming days, the government will have to consider even tighter measures. This is something that we loathe doing because we understand the impact that it has on livelihoods and freedoms. However, there is also a clear and present danger, a real threat to lives and livelihoods and freedoms if we are not able to contain this third wave of the pandemic outbreak of the coronavirus and the COVID-19 disease that it causes in Jamaica.
118,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine via the African Medical Supply Platform is also expected to arrive in the island in a few days. Persons are encouraged to make their appointments to receive the vaccine online at www.moh.gov.jm or call the Vaccination Call Center at 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. If you are unable to do either, you can make your way to one of the permanent vaccine sites. You will not be turned away. Medical experts say children affected by COVID-19 may show mild infection symptoms and some can be asymptomatic carriers of the virus. The Health and Wellness Ministry is recommending that children over the age of 12 be vaccinated. The prioritization of children is said to be critical given the presence of the Delta variant in the island and its adverse impact on the young. The Pfizer biotech vaccine has been approved for the use of children. Education, Youth and Information Minister Fayval Williams addressed the matter today.
This is a very important development in our collective effort to ensure that more of our people get vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus.
Making COVID-19 vaccines available for children will be a milestone achievement and pave the way for reopening of schools. face-to-face classes, and resumption of outdoor activities.
In a recent survey we did, upon learning of the generous gift of the Pfizer vaccines, we're happy to report that when asked if they would give consent for their child or ward to take the 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccines 3 weeks apart, approximately 59% of parents are willing to have their child or ward vaccinated. More important, when asked if they accompany their child or ward to be vaccinated, and they as parents are not vaccinated, would they be willing to be vaccinated along with their child or ward? And 64% of parents said they're willing to be vaccinated along with their children.
The efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccines and their long-term effects are just two of the many concerns that result in vaccine hesitancy. As the Jamaican government moves to encourage more people to take the jab, focus is being placed on ending the misconceptions surrounding the virus and the vaccines developed to combat it. On Wednesday, the Ministry of Health and Wellness hosted a virtual discussion aimed at doing just that. Simone Absalom Gale has that story.
When contemplating getting immunized against the COVID-19 virus, one should remember prevention is better than a cure. That was the mantra surrounding much of the discussion between Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, and Chief of Staff at the University Hospital of the West Indies, Dr. Carl Bruce, and media practitioner Conrad Spence.
If you get a common cold and you can kick it off at home and you don't have to go into the hospital, you'll probably survive it. If you get COVID, once you have to go into the hospital and go into the ICU and go on a ventilator, then that's the time you're going to have a problem. So it's better to take the vaccine and prevent the severe disease than to take a chance and hope that you get through an intensive care unit. Because a lot of the people who get COVID, 1 in 12 of them also get clots. And that was one of the misconceptions. People thought it was a vaccine caused a problem. But the clots were in people who were getting the COVID.
Dr. Bruce is urging Jamaicans to not only consider the immediate health risk of contracting COVID-19, but also the long-term effects.
If you talk to the COVID survivors, a lot of them have heart disease. A lot of them actually have to go home with an oxygen cylinder, even though they get discharged from hospital. A lot of them have kidney disease. And then a lot of them, because of the damage done to the arteries of their penis, if I could say that, are developing things like impotence and infertility. And then you have what they call the brain fog and the brain damage and anxiety and psychiatric problems. So because you survive COVID does not necessarily mean that you're going to be doing better. The long haulers, as people call them, it is a significant problem and it has been understated.
Dr. Bruce adds that contracting COVID-19 often results in issues with blood vessels that seems to be the link to incidents of cardio-related illnesses. The neurosurgeon also responded to questions surrounding the use of alternative medicine or plant-based mixtures to prevent the virus.
Can Cersei or ginger or anything like that cure COVID?
I think what she's describing is trying to build her immune system. Mm-hmm. And we encourage, it's something that we always encourage in the Jamaica health system. We encourage a holistic approach. So we want you to build your immune system that if you get COVID, that you're in a better position to fight off the COVID. But the different bush tea or concussion that you believe in that help to build your immune system will not prevent COVID.
There's also the issue of the length of time it took to develop these COVID-19 vaccines compared to the time it took to develop others, like the rubella vaccine.
After Y2K, after 2000, we got the thing called SARS. It's the same SARS-CoV-1, call it that then, in 2003. And even before that, scientists were trying to find out how to make effective vaccines before 2003. But after 2003, what they're saying, instead of giving you a killed virus, a virus that they have killed, or a virus that they have made attenuated, or to use a term, less dangerous, like the measles, mumps, that kind of vaccine, smallpox, They just wanted to give a safer vaccine where they say, we're giving you a part of the virus that the virus cannot do without. So in this case, everybody see the spikes on TV. What they have done is made the spike again, the vaccine against the spike that you see on the virus. Mm-hmm. The virus can't do without that spike. But you don't need the whole virus for the vaccine. And so people mixing up and say, boy, is a nanolipid or a nano piece of fat or a small piece of fat. So a chip is in the vaccine. All nano mean is that it's very, very small. It doesn't mean that you're getting any chip. But it's a lot of research that has gone into developing this vaccine.
Almost 400,000 Jamaicans have gotten at least the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Ministry is seeking to vaccinate at least 700,000 people by the end of September. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Simone Absalom Gale.
Weise Road in the Bull Bay area has become a byword for flooding. The passage of Tropical Storm Grace on Tuesday was not kind to the residents. The Chalky River was in spate, overflowed its banks and dumped water, silt and stones in homes. When our news team visited the area, we saw major cleanup operations in process. Weise Road is no stranger to flooding, but this latest incident has dredged up talks yet again of relocation for this vulnerable community. The Insurance Association of Jamaica is reporting a 70% increase in the payout of death claims and a 15% increase in critical illness claims for the 12-month period ending April 30. We get this plus our regular market updates in this business report with Gabriel Thompson.
The Insurance Association of Jamaica, IAJ, is reporting a 70% increase in the payout of death claims and a 15% increase in critical illness claims for a 12-month period ending April 30. Death claims are formal requests made to life insurance companies to grant life insurance benefits due after the death of the life insured. Speaking last Wednesday at the association's Life Underwriters and Claims Administrators Seminar, IAJ President Dr. Adrian Stokes disclosed industry payouts of over 20 billion Jamaican dollars in health claims.
Now at this stage, we cannot say for certain that the direct proportion of the claims that are COVID related, so we can't say for certain, right? But anecdotally, we believe a significant portion or a significant driver of the material increase that we're seeing is COVID related.
Dr. Stokes, who serves as IAJ President and President of Scotia Insurance, says over 770,000 lives have been insured locally, representing an estimated quarter of the Jamaican population. He says health insurers are reporting increased costs for healthcare owing to increased shipping and logistics costs associated with disrupted global supply chains.
Obviously, what with the import of drugs, and a significant portion of health claims are drugs related. And also, they would also be impacted by the exchange rate movement, right? We have seen some movements in the exchange rate year over year, and that has also contributed to the rising costs that we are seeing in the health sector.
The IAJ president says the onset of the coronavirus pandemic has resulted in an increased awareness of the importance of insurance within an uncertain economic environment.
We have observed an uptick in sales of individual life insurance policies. New policy sales over the 12-month period ended April are actually up 23%. Very significant increase. We have also observed a 40% increase in insurance coverage purchased, indicating an awareness to protecting what matters most. Very important. The number of policies in force at the end of 2020 grew by 16% as persons not only bought more insurance but made attempts to conserve their policies and preserve the values that were built up on their investment insurance plans. There were 9% less encashments and a 33% fall in policies surrendered.
According to the latest ex-refinery costs from Petrojam, effective Thursday, August 19, motorists will pay less at the pumps for gasoline and diesel. 87 and 90 octane gasoline will be sold for $155.74 and $162.49 per liter, respectively, following decreases of 70 cents and 71 cents. Automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $144.21 per liter, following a decrease of 50 cents. Ultra-low sulfur diesel saw a price drop of 25 cents and will be sold for $153.88 per liter. Kerosene, on the other hand, saw a price increase of 99 cents and will be sold for $123.07 per liter. Propane liquid petroleum increased in price by $2.73 and will be sold for $71.49 per liter. Butane liquid petroleum will be sold for $79.57 per liter after an increase of $3.06. Be on the lookout for price changes as marketing companies and retailers will add their markup to these prices. In Wednesday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index declined by 905 points to close at over 417,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 91 stocks, of which 36 advanced, 43 declined, and 12 traded firm. The Junior Market Index declined by 62 points to close at over 3,000 units. Stocks advanced for 1834 Investments Limited, Access Financial Services Limited, and AMG Packaging and Paper Company Limited. Stocks declined for Berger Paints Jamaica Limited, Caribbean Assurance Brokers Limited, and Siboney Group Limited. Trading firm were Cargo Handlers Limited, Community and Workers of Jamaica CCU Deferred Share, and Epley Limited 8.75% preference shares. Future Energy Source Company Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with over 4.1 million units, followed by Radio Jamaica Limited Financial with over 3.3 million units, and Wigtown Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares with over 1.7 million units. In foreign exchange trading for Wednesday, August 18, the US dollar sold for an average $155.02. The Canadian dollar ended trading at $123.17. The pound sterling traded for $213.18, and the euro sold for an average $183.13. In market data for oil, prices dropped to below $66 a barrel on Thursday, its lowest since May, pressured by concerns about weaker demand as COVID-19 cases rise, a stronger U.S. dollar, and a surprise increase in U.S. gasoline inventories. The World Health Organization said circulation of the Delta variant in areas of low vaccination is driving the transmission of COVID-19. Brent crude futures slid $1.87 to $66.36 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate crude futures edged down $1.96 to $63.50 a barrel. Both Brent and U.S. crude have declined for 6 days in a row, the longest losing streak since a 6-day drop for both contracts that ended on February 28, 2020. And on that note, we close this Thursday edition of the Business Report inside the news on PBCJ. I'm Gabrielle Thompson. Pleasant viewing.
A clean diet means eating the way nature intended and letting food be your medicine. In this episode of Culinary Trails, we hear from Chef Nicole Shirley Phillips, who has not only made clean eating a way of life, she has created a papa wine and tonic.
I went away for a while and had a restaurant for a number of years in Philadelphia and had health challenges and said the best thing to do is to come back to Jamaica because I know I can get clean food here. And I realized I had to also go and grow my own food. And so in growing our food, we had to get other people involved because I couldn't grow everything I wanted. And so we collectively came together and started to grow more clean food and then decided to have the farmers market in Kingston. So the market itself is 6 years old, but this is our first year at Hope Gardens. In this beautiful setting, we get a chance to be in this historic park and bring clean food and talk about the environment and just be able to demonstrate all the wonderful appropriate technology and all the good healthy living lifestyle choices that you can make. Everything that we're putting in our body is really plant medicine, right? So we kind of get a carrot or a beet or something and we're just maybe looking at it for the color, but it actually is a plant that is grown, and there's something in that plant that is nutritional that's supposed to help boost our immune system or help our body. There's something in the soil, it picks up and creates this fruit, and then we're consuming it. So when we talk about healthy living, it's like living in an environment in a clean space and being able to consume what is in your environment, that the things that you're growing, maybe it's a tea, maybe it's a vegetable, maybe it's a fruit, and making sure that that product, whatever it is that you're consuming, is as clean as possible, because your body will know what it is and be able to synthesize it and use it for what it is. So the work that we do here is to encourage more people to grow more clean food, no pesticides, no GMO, the way how nature intended it, and it's going to make sure that when we consume it, it's going to really help balance out or give us the nutrients that we need. So it's all about plant medicine right now. The papaya wine is a very amazing product. We got involved in it because we're now growing the tea leaves for it, because in the wine is not just a fruit but actually a leaf. And if anybody remembers when we had the chickpea, that a lot of people were using the papaya leaf as a natural remedy against that. So we became involved with that. We started working on growing the leaves for a tea, but also realizing we could turn it into a wine. So working with a group of people to produce that product. So it is a wine, but it's also a tonic wine as well. We're using the papaya leaf and the papaya fruit to make the papaya wine, because it also raises the T cell count, and there's lots of research that's done on it. So it's not just a wine, which is a beautiful wine, but it's also a tonic as well. So we're really encouraging, and it's also grown in Jamaica and totally manufactured and made in Jamaica, which we're really excited about, because a lot of time we're importing these things, but we have the capacity and ability to make these also really amazing products. And so we're just really encouraging our farmers to, take the next step, because we can grow the product, but we want to be able to create value-added products so that we too can be in supermarkets and also for export as well. We just are very excited about more people moving towards a cleaner lifestyle and understanding that food is a medicine. And our work here is really to make farming sexy again. So we want to encourage more people, young people, to go into farming, because people, we don't want to go into farming and that kind of stuff. But we have to eat every day, and we are very in tune that Jamaica needs to produce more. We're importing too many products that we don't know where they're coming from, how they're grown. But if we can get more people growing food, and they can see that they can also come and set up farmers markets across the country where they can have a direct contact with the consumer, so you can see who's actually growing your food. So right now, the best thing that somebody can do is to know a farmer, make sure the farmer is growing things cleanly, encouraging more clean production of food, because we're now wanting to consume more clean stuff. And that's the way the world is going. It's the fastest growing sector, organic and regenerative farming. So we want more people to know about it and to go into it. And also to start to partner with all the chefs that's producing the food, that they should not only just be getting a product from wherever, but they should be concerned that when they're creating these wonderful dishes, that it is healthy and clean, and it's going to build people's immune system and work with the environment as well.
In sports, the hosting of the just concluded Tokyo Olympics was a challenge, to say the least. Scheduled to be held in 2020, the Games was postponed owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. A third wave of the virus threatened to derail the Games yet again this year, but against the odds, it was held. There was a story that emerged during the Games that came to define the Olympic spirit of triumph through adversity. As the story goes, an athlete took the wrong bus and ended up at the wrong venue for his final. However, fate intervened in the form of an Olympic volunteer. She not only pointed the athlete in the right directions, she gave him cab fare. He would arrive in time at the right stadium, compete in his final, and win gold. Sounds like a scene from a movie. The athlete is Jamaica's Hansle Parchment, who won the 110 meters hurdles gold. In a show of solidarity, Jamaica has offered an all-expense-paid trip to that volunteer and a guest. Here are the details of that story. Jamaica's tourism ministry has extended an official invitation to 25-year-old Tijana Kawashima and the guests of her choosing to Jamaica. The announcement came from the portfolio minister on Wednesday during a virtual meeting with the Embassy of Jamaica in Japan.
It therefore gives me great pleasure to officially invite you and a guest to an all-expense-paid trip to Jamaica to experience why we are the heartbeat of the world. You will be treated to a Diamond Club butler service, presidential suite at the Royalton in Negril, and the scenic views and excellent service of the Half Moon and Iberia Star hotels in Montego Bay will complete that package. Your vacation will take you and your guests to Moon Palace in Ocho Rios, and you will feel the pulse of Kingston at the AC Marriott Hotel. It doesn't end there, because you will also enjoy a full destination experience that will take you on a journey that showcases our gastronomic delights and a wonderful culture, among many, many other things.
Tijana is the Olympic volunteer who helped Jamaican hurdler Hansle Parchment get to the Olympic Stadium in Tokyo on Tuesday, July 3, for his semi-final race after he took a wrong bus en route to the venue. He has a special message for her.
Hello, Tiana. I hope you have been doing well. I just want to thank you again and to say how grateful I am for the assistance you gave me at the Olympics, and you know how that allowed me to win the gold medal. I made a story and I shared it with my family, friends and supporters. They all got to see the wonderful heart and kind heart that you have. So on behalf of myself, again, the Jamaica Tourist Board, Jamaican government, Jamaican people, we want to say thank you for assisting me. And we really look forward to having you visit our beautiful island of Jamaica so that you can come over and have a wonderful time with your family.
The volunteer was humbled by the gesture from Jamaica.
I just did what I can do. So I couldn't make him regard. So I did what I can. And now I'm so happy for this. I want to thank you. Thank you, everyone.
In other news, Devonte Archer is representing Jamaica in the 400 meters hurdles in the World Under-20 Athletic Championships now underway in Nairobi, Kenya. We caught up with him in our continuing Meet the Athletes series with Marlon Samuels.
My name is Devonte Archer. I compete in the 400 meter hurdles under 20 boys, and I will be competing in the 4x4 as well.
A recent graduate of the Excelsior High School, Devonte Archer, who is ranked third in the under 400 meters hurdles, is hoping to secure 2 medals at the 5-day championships being held in Nairobi, Kenya from August 18 to 22.
I'm looking forward to do my best, you know. That's the most important thing, to go out there, do my best, finish injury-free and have fun in the process, you know.
Archer is known not only for his speed over the hurdles, he is also known for his showmanship on the track.
I'm a very energetic young man, as you can see. So I think despite whether you're happy, sad, anything, the results will remain the same, you know. So, but me, I keep myself highly motivated because I think I perform better when I'm calm and more excited. I think that gives me the drive, so I love it.
Devonte Archer has big dreams of representing Jamaica on an even bigger stage.
I would love to go to the Olympics myself, you know. In due time, I will work as hard as possible and I will definitely be there.
For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
And that's our package. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place, for more news and sports right here on PBCJ, the People's Station.